There is a message from National Treasures. Please check it. In this museum, there are two swords, one representing success, the other failure. One belonged to the winner, Goujian, king of the state of Yue, while the other belonged to his enemy, Fu Chai, king of the state of Wu. Swords like these were rightly considered the noblest of all weapons. While spears were about killing from a distance, broadswords and clubs epitomized brute force. Swords like these ones were about courage and subtlety. To deal the killer blow with one of these, you had to bide your time, wait for the right moment to strike, and crucially, be within striking range of your adversary. In other words, the good swordsman was someone who could accept being evenly matched in combat. He was no bully, out to wring what he could from the weak. He was, in short, a gentleman. Images of swordsmen are often found in Han Dynasty reliefs. Characters like Yi Rong, a master of camouflage and deception. The lone hero, Jiwan Ju, the faithful Ji Jia, whose word was his bond. The fearsome Jing Guo, quick to righteous anger. All men who lived by the sword, but who never vaunted their power before the weak, yet whose mighty weapons could make a king tremble. But for now, let's rewind. Go back to the beginning, to a time of disharmony, when two states, Wu and Yue, were vying for supremacy. Fu Chai was not born to be a loser. His father was killed by King Goujian of Yue. Driven by the desire for revenge, he started the first war against Yue and successfully surrounded Goujian at Mount Kuai-ji. Cornered, defeated, King Goujian had no choice but to surrender. In a massive come-down, the man who had been High King of one of ancient China's most powerful states was now a slave in the household of his bitterest enemy. 3 years later, sure that Goujian was broken, Fu Chai released him. It was an act of complacency that would come back to haunt him. Goujian was determined to get even, eating gall every day as a reminder of the bitterness of defeat. His chance came when King Fu Chai was campaigning in the north. The time had come for Goujian to deal his enemy a killer blow. In the war that ensued, Fu Chai was brought to heel outside the gates of Suzhou, begging Goujian for forgiveness. In vain. Goujian was made of sterner stuff than that. In those days, it was the prerogative of the victorious to commission a sword worthy of a great victory. Such a sword was made of the finest materials available and decorated as the victor saw fit. This one has a hilt inlaid with turquoise and has a pommel formed of 11 concentric circles. Even using today's advanced technology, it would be difficult, if not impossible, to make a sword of such high quality. With his victory, King Goujian of Yue annexed the state of Wu, becoming the last overlord of the spring and autumn period. Sword in hand, he ascended the throne, his perseverance and determination having paid off. But there was a price. Seizing control of a state by force meant that the sword would be his constant companion, ever present in his meetings with the other restless and ambitious dukes. He was about to learn a lesson that future statesmen the world over would learn, that the same arts that did gain power, must it maintain.